Yellow River. Welcome back to another Age of Mythology 1v1. Today we have Mr. X playing as Gaia on the right hand side, even though he's player one. Let's see what he does at the start. Go straight for the chicken. Alright, interesting play. The lush starts to grow. And let's look on the other side. We have red named Dark Lord Bilbo B, a Lord of the Rings fan. Knows that Bilbo Baggins was the real antagonist and Sauron was just a good guy. Not really. Dark Lord Bilbo Baggins starting off setting a Kuwafu on wood. Kuwafu, I mean. Next to your temple. 30 favor remaining. I don't even know what that is. Start sending the Kuwafu to gold now. And to build a house. Well, it builds it much faster than a regular villager, so it makes sense. Back to gold. There it is. Alright, let's take a look at some of the relics while the early game starts. So red has a relic right up here, right next to his boys. Walls regenerate hit points. Wow, 10 regeneration rate. How fast is that? Is that like... That's not, no way that's 10 hit points per second, but is it like 10 per 5 seconds? Is it 10 for 10 seconds? Who knows? Improves myth unit speed. Alright. Or myth unit, that would be a great relic for the Chinese since they send all those, the Qianchis and these things, the Yazis. They're all fast. That'd be a great relic for him. Blue has relics of his own, increases house hit points. That sucks. And heroes do more damage as they lose hit points. Ooh. 0.25% for every 1% of health missing. That's crazy. That could be useful. It's a little bit of a damage boost, you know. It's okay. Middle of the map has all extra gold. But each player has enough gold on their island if they want to protect it. Dock? No, you don't want to dock on this map, Blue. You don't want to do it. Oh, Red built a temple out here. Don't do it, Blue. Oh, he's building a dock. He wants to see if there's fish booming happening in this map, and there isn't. Gaia using her god power twice? Getting some use out of the early game favor. Don't you make anything, Blue. The only thing I could see this being useful for is if you wanted to build naval units to kind of control the water more. But it still would be stupid. You wasted that wood on that dock, unfortunately. Chinese player dropping off a relic, got the myth unit speed. Blue has a pretty good spread. He went 4-2-2. And he just starts building his temple. Red's up has had his temple up for a while, but has not had the food to age up. the Yazi out. Will he harass with it? He built some pioneers. You know, this is a terrible spot for the Oracle, because see how it's missing some of the circle because it's in the darkness? You don't get favor for that. You don't get favor for the circle being in the dark. So he should really have it like more of like right here. So that way the entire circle's on the map. He uses his third Gaia power, wood or forest power a third time. Gaia forest, that's what I was trying to say. Really creating a barrier here. But what for? Alright, well, he's going a technology strategy. He's going to start getting upgrades from his economy guild and his armory. I don't recommend technology upgrades because it doesn't boom, so it doesn't get you booming faster, economy faster. You don't have a military, so you can't raid and be aggressive. And you don't have defenses if they attack you. So but he wanted to play it safe, and he's aging up. This means he's going to age 2, right? Red still hasn't aged up. He has the resources for it, just hasn't done it. In fact, he has way too many on gold. Why hasn't he aged up to start spending his resources? Floating resources is bad. There's a Kianki. He could do some successful raiding with these 2 myth units. Red taking another relic. Heroes do more damage as lose hit points. He's taking it from blue. So blue's down to his 1 shitty relic. House hit points. Feels bad. Blue has 1 myth unit to protect himself. He did go up to age 3. It is a tech, well, not a boom. What would you call that? A tech rush? He rushed to age 3 while Red was still in age 1. That's crazy. What does he have? A Caladria from age 2 and a Behemoth from age 3. Behemoth finds a unit. That poor Pioneer. Gonna run back to base. Oh, but no, it's gonna attack the myth unit. That's a great idea. Attack back. Look at that. That Behemoth can't do shit. Oh, blue built a dock so then he can get his myth units, huh?
Yuji.
Murek.
They're Joe's.
You gonna send him in to fight?
Yeah, Joe.
Probably not, right? You don't want to waste your myth units. Terma? Yeah, they're Terma. Red using his age 2 god power to build a wall around his base. He centralizes it around the temple? You can do that? Target a friendly building to surround it with earthen walls. Wow. So you just pick a building and it builds the walls around it. That could be useful for like building a forward base. What's preventing you from building like a military barracks on the enemy island, like right here, and an earthen walling? He has 2 Kionkis now, but he's not going to do anything with them, apparently. Could use them for raids, but... Blue coming up with his Terma to protect the town center while he takes the town center. A good move. Let's see what he sees. Does he know about the wall? He doesn't. He doesn't know that there's a wall being built. In fact, he hasn't scouted the enemy much at all. You don't really use oracles, but you have to micro oracles. You can't just send them in random paths like this. It doesn't really do much. You don't scout much. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this was a ranked game. Let's see. Red scouted out his enemy for sure. Yeah, he scouted out the entire most of the map. But he doesn't know about this town center yet. Blue also reaching age 3. So red rushed age 3. No. Blue rushed age 3. Red just got to age 3. Blue rushed age 3, but didn't get any sort of advantage. I don't understand. This must be a low elo game where players just let each other boom, and then they build big armies at the end. Because if either player built an army, like as of 2 minutes ago, they could have destroyed the other enemy. They had a big enough army, which they have the resources for. But red booming to a second town center on the side. Builds a fortress building. Trains Chinese elite cavalry. That's cool. Just building a market. Yeah, they are. This is a low elo boom. That's why they both tech boomed. That's not a good tech rushed. Before they had their second town centers up, they just rushed age 3, and they let each other do it. Blue will be the first to discover that building a sizable army will be more beneficial. Red just relying on his myth units as defense. Meaning if Blue just heroized these Terma, he'd slaughter them. He'd slaughter him. Yeah, this is enough. I always talk shit about Terma. This is enough. He doesn't know this, right? He doesn't know what size of army Red has. But if he decided to raid now and attack, he could take them all out. He just needs to turn these Terma into heroes and slaughter these myth units. Slaughter the Pioneers. The Pioneers are ranged. Terma do bonus damage against range. 4 times the damage. These Terma would slaughter the Pioneers, and then if they were heroes, they would slaughter the myth units as well. You'd barely have to kite them. But Blue doesn't know this. And neither does Red. Because they're both focused on their boom. Caravans are moving to this town center. palace coming up in the middle of the map. Blue finally deciding that some scouting might come in handy. 4 Terma, you're gonna send 4 Terma to raid with, so why not send all of them? Well, he discovers the earthen wall and starts pelting at it. Oh man, you let red build up. Now red has infantry. Military camps attack. And they do bonus damage to cavalry? These Terma are toast. You took way too long, Blue. Red coming in with his pioneers. No, attack! They're ranged units! What the fuck? Now they're gone. Why is he doing this? He's trying to lure red in. He's like, oh, I only have 4 Terma. I only have 4 Terma and I only know how to attack earthen walls with them. Look at how little damage they're doing. They're doing 1 to 2 damage each. This is painful. I don't know why you're doing this, Blue. Red taking a 3rd town center. Meaning he will boom to 100 citizens faster. He's already on the way. 77 out of 40 and to Blue's 48. So Red has a much larger economy and he's starting to use it. His military is going up. Cavalry coming in. Scaring away the Terma. Maybe the Carnivora can eat it. There it is. A little snacky poo for the Carnivora. These players are just watching each other. The Carnivora, will it eat it? There it is. Another snacky poo. What is going on in this game? Alright, the Carnivore is going down now. It eats a 3rd cavalry unit. All Blue has is Terma. Just started building Murmillo, but these aren't going to take anything. Terma are not getting micros, so they're going to get annihilated really quickly. This is a good defensive position for Blue, but it is not. He does not have the army for it. This plague completely destroying Blue's army. He uses a betrayal on the Phoenix, or not the Phoenix. It's a. I'm not gonna pronounce that. Zuki. Shuki. I think the Shuki. Z makes a sh sound. No, that's X that makes a sh sound. I don't remember. Starting to annihilate Blue's base here in the forward fortifications. Blue still thinks he can fight back though. This will take a while for Red to take out. Man, these fortresses are doing. Look at this thing. It's tanking every shot from the fortress. It's only taking like 8 damage each. Well, at least Blue built a 3rd town center that he's using to boom with. But Red's economy is much larger, except it's all in wood right now. Red, you have too many on wood. You have markets, sell the wood. Sell the wood, tank the market, the wood market. And then you'll have a shit ton of gold to play with. You could even buy some food with, and then start producing real military. You know, he has real military, but Blue playing more of the defensive game. Blue is a very defensive player. That's how he likes to play. You can tell. He likes to take a spot and defend it, and then this Oracle's bugging the shit out of me because it's so inefficient. I think he positioned it here to eventually take this relic, and he just never did. But I have no idea. Blue has a market now. Has he built caravans? He does have a caravan. One caravan so far. With half the economy of red. Will he be able to pull anything out? If red knew this, all this, he would just send his army in and kill him. Because he can already. He already has a game-ending army. Attack. He could come into blue's, easily destroy the TC. But, and then, you know, then he could take out whatever's around him. And then easily take out this TC if you found it. If he did more scouting, what does he know? He did scout the map, but it's been a while. That's Mr. X. Bilbo does not know about this town center. And blue still has his original fortification. That's it. Red builds a watchtower. Why? Watchtowers are only protect against raids. They're not good against as fortification. That's fine. He's building military camps too. He's just defending this area. Red now has 4 town centers. And is floating 2,500 of his resources each. Insane. He's already over 200, so I see what's going on. He just wants to build to max size, and then before he attacks. He's just that kind of player. What a fun play style. I like it. They both just let each other tech up, built up armies. I mean, we haven't really seen much from blue. All he had was a small amount of Murmillos and a bunch of Terma. Look, he's doing the Terma stuff again. Why do players fall into the Terma trap? Because they don't know that you're supposed to micro them. Terma are terrible units because they're not frontline and they do shit range damage. Unless you have like 20 of them. And even at 20, you have to micro them. You can't just let them take damage and die. They're not built. They die too quickly. They do not have the health. Look at a Murmillo, a very basic unit, and it's probably cheaper, and it has 50% more health. %40 more health, roughly, closer. But still, it's between 40 and 50. I guess for like 42%. Anyways, red now realizing his game-ending army is ready. Starts to send it out. He doesn't know about this town center yet, but he's gonna find out. Oh, the backstab to take the King Long. Goes down relatively quickly. Red summoning in another dragon. I don't know where he keeps getting these dragons from. Blue coming in with his army. Doesn't have any hero units, so it's gonna lose to all these myth units. Blue, you're playing the Atlanteans. You want to heroize your units. Yeah, GG. Yep, blue read the writing on the wall. That's it. I love the peaceful rain sounds coming out here. Very nice. All right. Yep. Chinese just outboomed him, outperformed, built a bigger army, did everything. Blue teched to age 3 as fast as possible and did nothing with it. I was so surprised when I saw that. Look at this. He hit age 3 before uh Red even reached age 2, and he did nothing with it. What was he trying to do? Like he got the tech buildings like the armory and the economic guild and was funneling resources into that. I guess he just thought the quality of his army and economy would be able to outperform, but I don't think it works like that. You have to have the economy first before the tech becomes useful. You have to have a large enough amount of villagers before the techs really take effect. Otherwise, you're spending resources to gain resources, right? And you're spending more up front to gain some resource trickle more over time, right? So it like eventually pays off, but that comes at the cost of paying for it up front at first. That money could be spent into military to defend yourself, to attack. Maybe you could build more forward fortifications, which Blue kind of tried to do, but Red actually built an army and was able to attack. Um, Very little fights. Look, there's a fight here where Red and Blue lost some of their army, but Red just had so much more. Yeah, this was the Fey Beast army. Once he summoned those man, that plague that they drop is insane. It's crazy. Does crazy damage. Completely melted Blue's army, and Blue never really built back up fast enough. All right, well, that's how these games go, right? As they say. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you want. And I appreciate any feedback. And do me a favor and have a great day.